In July 2011, two Amish men from Centerville, New York, Amish Gerard, 23, and Malin D. Miller, 22, were charged with misdemeanor sexual misconduct involving animals. The allegations centered on inappropriate interactions with horses on their respective family farms. This case not only brought to light the specific incidents, but also prompted discussions about the broader implications of such actions within the Amish community and the legal system. Amish Gerard and Malin D. Miller were both young members of the Amish community in Centerville, a town known for its significant Amish population. The Amish, known for their simple living, plain dress, and reluctance to adopt modern conveniences, place a strong emphasis on community and religious values. Both men were raised in this environment, adhering to the traditions and expectations of their community. The Amish community in Centerville is characterized by close-knit families who rely heavily on agriculture and manual labor. Horses play a crucial role in their daily lives, serving as primary means of transportation and essential partners in farming activities. The relationship between the Amish and their horses is traditionally one of mutual dependence and respect. The incidents came to light in late June 2011. According to reports, the New York State Police, based in Amity, received information about alleged sexual misconduct involving animals on two separate farms in Centerville. The allegations specified that both Gerard and Miller had engaged in sexual activities with horses on their family properties. On June 24, 2011, at approximately 3:35 p.m., authorities responded to a report concerning Malin D. Miller. He was subsequently charged the following morning at 8:30 a.m. Later that evening, Amish Gerard faced similar charges. Both men were accused of misdemeanor sexual misconduct with an animal or deceased human body, as per New York state law. The specific statute under which they were charged criminalizes sexual conduct with animals or human corpses, aiming to address acts considered morally and ethically reprehensible. Following their arrests, both men were arraigned in Centerville Town Court on July 1, 2011. Represented by Fillmore attorney David Pullen, Gerard and Miller entered not guilty pleas to the charges. During the arraignment, Judge Luke Heitzman presided over the proceedings. Notably, no representatives from the Allegheny County District Attorney's Office were present at the arraignment. Both men were released on their own recognizance, with their next court appearance scheduled for August 4, 2011. The arraignment attracted attention, with a group of Amish community members gathering outside the Centerville Town Hall to show support for the accused. While the community's presence was evident, they refrained from making public statements regarding the case. Attorney David Pullen acknowledged the community's support, but did not elaborate on their sentiments or perspectives. The allegations against Gerard and Miller had a profound impact on both the local Amish community and the broader society. Within the Amish community, issues of misconduct are typically handled internally, with a focus on confession, repentance, and forgiveness. However, the nature of these allegations, combined with legal intervention, brought the matter into the public eye, challenging the community's usual approach to internal issues. The case also sparked discussions about the treatment of animals and the legal ramifications of such actions. Animal rights organizations and the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals (SPCA) took an active interest in the case. SPCA officials noted the presence of several horses on each farm and deliberated on whether to remove the animals to ensure their welfare. This consideration highlighted the broader concern for animal rights and the ethical treatment of animals, extending beyond the immediate community to society at large. The charges brought against Gerard and Miller were based on New York penal law, which classifies sexual misconduct with an animal or deceased human body as a misdemeanor offense. This statute reflects societal standards that deem such acts as violations of moral and ethical codes. The legal system's involvement underscores the state's responsibility to uphold these standards, even within communities that typically operate under their own internal regulations. From an ethical standpoint, the case raises questions about the balance between respecting cultural practices and enforcing societal laws. While the Amish community has its own mechanisms for addressing misconduct, the involvement of animals and the nature of the allegations necessitated external legal intervention. This intersection of cultural autonomy and legal obligation presents a complex scenario for both the community and the judicial system. As for the latest available information, the legal proceedings for Gerard and Miller were set to continue with their court appearance in August 2011. Details regarding the final outcome of the case, including any potential convictions or sentencing, have not been publicly disclosed. The lack of subsequent reports leaves the resolution of the case unclear. Bestiality, also known as zoophilia, is the act of engaging in sexual activities with animals. Laws governing bestiality vary greatly by country and jurisdiction, but in many places, it is considered a criminal offense, often categorized under animal cruelty or sexual misconduct statutes. In the United States, laws criminalizing bestiality exist in most states, but the specific charges can differ widely, ranging from misdemeanor to felony offenses. For example, in New York, the statute under which Amish Girard and Malin D. Miller were charged criminalizes sexual misconduct with animals and deceased human bodies, reflecting the broader ethical and moral concerns about the protection of animals from abuse. Bestiality can be classified under the umbrella of paraphilias, which are abnormal sexual interests or behaviors that deviate from societal norms. Some individuals may develop a specific sexual attraction to animals, which could be classified as zoophilia. Zoophilia, as a paraphilic disorder, may manifest in individuals who have experienced atypical early life experiences, trauma, or a combination of psychological and social factors. Some studies suggest that individuals who engage in bestiality may have a history of social isolation or difficulty relating to other humans. This could be particularly relevant in insular communities, like the Amish, where social interaction is primarily within the confines of a close-knit religious environment. These individuals might find themselves drawn to animals as an outlet for their needs, though the underlying psychological dynamics remain a subject of ongoing research. There is concern in criminology and psychology that animal abuse or bestiality could be linked to other forms of violence, including abuse of vulnerable human beings. For instance, animal cruelty is often cited as one of the warning signs in the behavioral patterns of serial offenders. Psychologists often focus on understanding the root causes of such behaviors, which might stem from childhood neglect, abuse, or an inability to form healthy relationships with peers. There have been several notable cases of bestiality throughout history, both legally and in terms of their cultural implications. Here are a few examples. In the 1990s, a famous case called the Kentucky Farm Case came to light, where a man was reported to have been engaging in sexual acts with horses. It gained national attention because of the brutal nature of the crimes and the graphic videos that were recorded. The man involved was ultimately convicted, and the case drew increased attention to the issue of bestiality in modern society. It led to a reevaluation of laws in various states regarding the need for clear anti-bestiality legislation. There are documented cases of subcultures and communities, particularly online, that have advocated for bestiality, calling themselves zoophiles. These individuals often claim that their sexual interactions with animals are consensual and based on their love for the animals involved. However, these beliefs are widely criticized as being a form of denial or justification for abusive behavior, and animal welfare organizations strongly oppose the normalization of such practices. In 2010, a case emerged in Germany involving a man who was allegedly engaging in sexual acts with horses. The case became a major topic of discussion and led to the development of stricter animal protection laws in Germany. The case also contributed to growing awareness in Europe about the prevalence of bestiality, leading to a revision of animal cruelty laws in various jurisdictions. In the early 2000s, a notorious French case involved a man who was caught filming himself while committing acts of bestiality with a goat. The man was convicted, and the case led to more legal scrutiny and changes in France's laws surrounding animal cruelty and protection. The issue of bestiality touches on both cultural norms and legal systems, raising fundamental questions about animal rights, consent, and mental health. In many cultures, animals are seen as beings worthy of respect and protection, especially in societies with strong animal rights movements. This can clash with certain subcultures or isolated communities, where people may not view animals in the same way, or may not have access to the resources or education that might prevent harmful behaviors. Cases like the ones involving Girard and Miller in the Amish community exemplify the tension between cultural practices and the broader societal values regarding the welfare of animals. Over the years, there has been a growing movement to ensure that animals are protected from abuse, including sexual misconduct. This is driven by the belief that animals, as sentient beings, have a right to live free from harm, and acts of bestiality represent a violation of their rights. Animal protection laws now exist in many countries, and there is significant advocacy for stronger enforcement of these laws. Laws across many regions have been shaped in response to the harmful nature of the act and the potential psychological implications for those who engage in it. As seen in cases like that of Amish Gerard and Malin D. Miller, these allegations often stir debates about cultural norms, the welfare of animals, and the responsibility of society to protect its vulnerable members, whether human or animal. I hope you found the details of this story as fascinating and unsettling as I did. You, mysterious, curious, intellectual, disturbed, beautiful people. My name is Penny Flick, with Kreep-ish. I look forward to sharing more of these stories that captivate and intrigue our minds, which can challenge our way of thinking. Comment on your thoughts below as I continue to uncover the mysteries of our history, true crime, paranormal, conspiracy, and cringe-worthy, creepy content. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember that the truth is often stranger than fiction.